So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another really incredibly special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now last night I decided to return to my fallow grind here on Te Awawarra, and basically I was still grinding in hopes of getting either the painted or the silver fur, my top two favourite furs for the Great One Fallow. And here at Twin Lakes, after just one run, this guy shows up. A fabled, painted, big typical rack, Great One Fallow. Oh my god. I literally don't know what to say. I did one run like 2 days ago and then didn't really do anything else, and then came back to it last night, did one run, one full lap round the map of my zones, and this guy spawned. Literally in the first zone of the run, he's there. Which is just wild. Like, I literally did one run, came back to the start of the run, and he's here. I literally don't know what to say. Absolutely wild. And I literally had just said, I wonder whether Fallow will finally give me one of my top two favourite furs. And it happened. Like, for this to end up spawning, I don't know what to say. That is an incredible combo. And what's even wilder is in the same drink zone here, there's actually a white fur type level 5, which for this lake, I always get loads of diamonds here. It's my best lake. I've had several great ones here, both of my super rares were here. This is like my favourite spot on all of Te Awawarra for fallow deer. These twin lakes are so good. There's so many deer here, and it just seems to keep producing for me. And this time we have a great one in the same zone as a medium-sized diamond, which is absolutely wild. But it's the painted fur type. I just can't believe it. Like, literally the only two furs that I was missing for fallow were my top two favourites, painted and silver. I got my third favourite, which was hooded, but I never got my top two favourites, being painted and silver, until last night, when this guy showed up. I couldn't believe it. It's so beautiful. Now, this guy was so incredibly difficult. He was the most stubborn great one that I have had to try and get close to film out of all of my recent great ones. He was so incredibly stubborn. He just would never let me get close. I was using all of my same usual tactics, you know, trying to approach from behind, making sure my wind was good, all of these things, and he just never really wanted to let me get close. And the wind kept shifting as well, which didn't help. But I was always trying to approach in the same ways I normally do, but he was just so fidgety. He kept turning and moving around in the zone constantly, even without seeing me, which just made trying to approach this incredible beast so difficult. Now, unfortunately, I didn't even ever get to get any really nice close-up pictures of him, but I did get to get some nice close-up footage so that we can really appreciate how freaking stunning this buck is. I mean, look at that fur. Isn't he just gorgeous? And that rack as well, that's one of my top two favourite racks. I love the Irish elk rack and I love this big typical rack. They're my top two favourites. So one of my top two favourite racks on one of my top two favourite furs. It's just insane. Until recently, I'd never got like my exact favourites for any of my great ones. The first one was the fabled ashen moose. That was my top fur type for the Great One Moose, and it was my first time getting sort of like a dream Great One combo for me. And then this guy shows up, which this makes it another dream combo for me. I got a fabled hooded with this rack, and that was my first Great One Fallow, and like I said, the fabled hooded was like my third favourite fur. I love it. But this is just one of my absolute favourites. I love the painted. It's so unique. It's just stunning to me. The way that the orange colours contrast with that dark brown and then the white. It's just so pretty. I mean, even down to the legs and him having the different coloured legs. Every aspect of this fur to me looks so cool. Especially the sort of split down the face. It reminds me of the two-tone Great One Moose, and I said it looked like it kind of had a mask over the one side of its face. It kind of reminds me of a similar thing with this guy, but it almost looks like he's got like shadows over one side of his face constantly, which just looks so cool to me. I mean, it's just an incredible animal. Like, I don't know what else to say. I do not know what else to say other than what an incredible looking bug. Like, wow. Just wow. And I mean, you got to see him stood next to a medium-sized diamond. Like, that's the sort of medium-sized rack, I would say. And you will have been able to see just how much bigger this big typical rack is than a diamond, which is insane, because this is the one that gets compared to being like a diamond but bigger, but it is so much bigger than a normal diamond. So much bigger. It's absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. The guard tines being palmated at the back looks so fantastic. Just insane. I cannot believe that this happened. I literally just freaked out, because initially I wasn't sure what I was looking at. I just saw that there was something with a huge set of antlers, and then it just sort of like, oh my god, that's another great one. What the heck? And there's no doubt in my mind that the fact that I've changed how I grind has definitely had an impact. I mean, I think that there's evidence enough to show that with my recent Great One success, that changing my grinding style to only focusing on the bigger deer and leaving the smaller ones has had a huge impact. So for Fallow, I've been leaving level 1s and 2s, although I've only ever seen one level 1 Fallow, and I've just been focusing on shooting 3s, 4s and 5s as they've shown up. And it just shows. I mean, that first Great One Fallow took 4.3 thousand kills just killing everything, and then every grind since then, since I started leaving the smaller ones, has just got quicker and quicker. It's been so insanely wild. So I totally believe that how you grind does 100% have an impact. I mean, it keeps happening. It's not been a fluke. This is like the 12th time recently that this has happened. So it's not just a coincidence at that point. And, you know, I've been talking about it in every one of these Great One videos because I do want people to be aware that, yes, I have changed how I grind. Ever since I got told that shooting the small ones might be you sort of reducing my chances at Great Ones actually spawning, I just can't reasonably do that anymore. You know, it doesn't make sense to do that logically. So that's why I've changed how I've been grinding, and it's clearly had an impact, and it's been so insanely wild for me to experience. I mean, I do still believe that there's luck involved with it. I think, as I've said before, that what happens is you get lucky enough to get what is going to be a diamond spawn, and then there's a chance that the diamond spawn turns into a Great One spawn, and a Great One shows up instead of a diamond, basically. I think that's what happens. That's just my theory. And so, you know, when I've been getting all these diamonds and stuff, it definitely seems to me that the more diamonds I've been getting, then I've been getting Great Ones more frequently as well. So to me, it just that seems to be how it's been going, and it's just been absolutely insane to experience. Because like I said, I do think there is still a luck factor involved, because I think that you have to get lucky enough for that diamond spawn to turn into a Great One spawn, and that's the element of RNG, and that's why certain grinds still take longer even when using some form of management and not shooting small ones and stuff. That's why I still think that there is the RNG involved, but in general, overall, you'll have these shorter grinds quite a lot, and that seems to be the only thing that makes sense to me, is that must be what happens. And it just keeps happening. I keep getting lucky, clearly, with these guys showing up, and it's just wild to me. Like, I spent so long grinding for that first Great One moose, like nearly 8,000 kills. And then, you know, we had a slightly shorter moose grind that was between 2,000 and 3,000 kills. And then the first fallow grind that took about 4,300 kills. And then just every grind has just been short after that. And it's been so, just like I keep saying, it's been insane to experience. Because for me, it's like, you know, I want to keep grinding because there's, you know, still combinations and furs and racks for the different Great Ones that I want to get. Like for the Great One Moose, I still would love to get the Fabled Birch fur type, and I still really would love to get the big non-typical rack. That's still like my main goal for Moose. And for Fallow, you know, it was the Fabled Painted and the Fabled Silver furs that I was going after. And the fact that, you know, I've been lucky enough to not only have so many great ones showing up, but to get lucky enough to have a couple show up with the furs and stuff that I've been looking for has been absolutely crazy. You know, there's still things I want to grind for. I still want to go after a Fabled Silver Great One Fallow. I still want to go after the big non-typical Great One Moose. I still want to go after a drop time Great One Whitetail. You know, there's still all these things that I still want to chase after. And I feel like, you know, while I've got the luck and while I seem to, you know, be having these good flow with these Great One grinds, that I may as well keep grinding, even if it's just sort of more casually while I do other things. I may as well keep going with these grinds and just see what happens. But now it comes towards the time where I was starting to think about taking this Great One Fallow out, and I decided that I was going to use the crossbow. Now, the crossbow is a weapon that until now I'd never taken a diamond with. So I decided to take a little bit of time and just practice using this crossbow, because I have next to no experience using it. I've used it a couple of times just to take some random shots, never on a trophy animal as far as I can remember. So I decided to take some time to practice. I shot a smaller buck first on my way over to this zone, then shot this level 5 white fur type fallow buck. And what was interesting is that even though this guy was drinking in the same zone as the Great One, they actually weren't in the same herd. When I followed the Great One to his feed zone, as you will have seen, this guy wasn't with them. So they were actually in separate herds, just using the same drink zone, which was sort of extra wild that that's how that ended up working out. But managed to take this guy out, and he is a diamond, and I was super happy with this practice shot. I mean, that's dead center of that lung. That is punching through exactly where I wanted it to. Nice, clean, double lung shot. And this made me feel a whole lot more confident about shooting that Great One with this crossbow. The crossbow for me has always been a weapon that I found intimidating. I don't know why, it's just one that I have felt like I would screw up when using it. I know it shoots a little bit high, and I just was so worried about ever trying to use it on any potential trophies. So, you know, taking that first practice shot on just a normal level 4 and then practicing on this level 5, it just helped to give me that confidence that was needed to think about taking out this Great One. And it was so unfortunate that this guy didn't have good zones where it was really easy to film and photograph him. I couldn't even find a rest zone for him. But we managed to get some nice footage of him in his drink zone, and I'm really grateful for that. But now it is time to take out this incredible beast. I line up my shot, and he drops on the spot. Absolutely smoked with the crossbow, and I could see from that tracer that it looked to go exactly where I wanted it to. And just running over here, unfortunately he had died in the water, but I could see that vital blood, and looking at where that crossbow bolt is sticking out of him, I was pretty happy with where that was. And I wanted to take a couple of pictures just because the fur on this guy is so unique. I really love that they did this with the Great One Fallow and just gave them some really unique furs. I think they're absolutely stunning. And like I said, this is just one of my top favourites because it is so unique and so pretty. And unfortunately I had some lag here with the camera. It just kept lagging as I was taking pictures. But because I didn't get to get any really nice close-ups of this guy while he was alive, I wanted to try and get a couple of close-ups of his fur and stuff for potential thumbnail usage and stuff like that, because it is such a beautiful coat. I mean, look at the way the orange blends in there, and then you've got the white spots as well, and then this sort of dark, shadowy, dark brown to black coloration as well. And I love it that he's got this sort of black line down his back as well that looks absolutely stunning. And then sort of the lighter, sort of like I said, sort of dark brown, blackish colour going in sort of like stripes across that. It looks so good. That is so, so beautiful. Just a stunning animal. Really, really stunning. And I'm so fortunate that I got to take this guy out. And we did get the medal, we didn't mess up the shot, which is always a breath of relief for me. He's a 271.86 scoring, fabled painted Great One Fallow. Absolutely insane. This is my 6th Great One Fallow, and finally we have one of my top 2 furs. Absolutely wild. I cannot believe that. And that shot, Left lung, right lung, that's exactly what I wanted, that double lung shot, nice and clean, at just over 40 meters, which is what I was aiming for. Absolutely perfect. Now, like I said, it's such a shame that this guy wouldn't let me get closer and let me get the kind of pictures that I love to get, but he just wouldn't let me get close. And with the herd being there as well, either they would spook or he would fidget about and then notice me. It's just not always going to work out. With the pictures and stuff that I get and the photography aspect, half of it is luck, always. It's about the animal having good zones and being approachable and stuff, like the Great One Whitetail on Revontuli at sunrise. I got lucky that he had his zones where he had his zones, and that I got to have those encounters with him. If he had been as fidgety and as sensitive as this guy, there's probably no way I would have ever got those pictures. I might have got close, but not as close as I got. So, like I said, half of it is luck. Half of it is knowing how to approach an animal, and the other half is just luck as to whether they have good zones, whether it's in a good location for the photography, which unfortunately his feed zone just wasn't. He never came out into that beautiful morning sun. He was always in the shadow, which, seeing as he has that sort of shadowy look to the one side of his face, it kind of fits, like, he does look like he's in sort of dappled sunlight. That's almost what it looks like. To me, at least. It's like bits of shade and then the dappled sun on his sort of orange colour fur. Just so beautiful. So beautiful. A buck of night and day, of light and shade. Incredible. Incredible. Like, I say it, I know I ramble every time with these Great One videos, and I'm sorry, I just know I do. But I get so, overwhelmed with these experiences, and the whole time I'm just thinking, I can't wait to share this. I can't wait to be able to share this experience and to be able to talk about it and be able to just show these animals off, hopefully to the best of my ability. I always try to show them off as well as I possibly can, and I hope that that inspires people to, maybe go and chase after these themselves. And it's always amazing to me when people say that they got a great one after watching my video, or while watching my video, or after I've spoken to them and wish them good luck. Those moments and those comments and stuff, it's always so cool to me. So that's why I love making these videos. I love it. It's such a personal achievement for me, and getting to share that, it's just incomparable. It's a huge privilege, it's a huge honour. The fact that you guys even come out to watch my videos means so much to me. It's, like I said, it's a privilege, and it's an honour that you spend your time to watch these videos. So I hope, I always hope that they're enjoyable, and I hope that you enjoy seeing these guys up close, because I love filming them, and I love getting to experience these moments, and getting to share them makes it 100 times better. It's so cool. And we just have this incredible trophy now for the lodge, which I'm gonna not show my lodge at the moment because I am starting to put it together, and I know that there's been a lot of requests for a trophy lodge tour, and I'm definitely gonna do one. I just keep getting distracted with doing grinds and stuff, but I'm starting to put my ultimate trophy lodge together now, so hopefully it won't be too long until I actually get around to doing a trophy lodge tour. But I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. I couldn't be happier. It's just insane how it happened. And it keeps happening. And so I'm just going to keep rolling with it. I'm not going to say no to this luck. I'm just going to keep rolling with it and just see what happens. Keep going and see what happens. Because why not? If it keeps working and it keeps paying off, I may as well keep seeing if I can get these dream combinations like this, or, those dream racks for the Great One Whitetail and the Great One Moose. I may as well keep going and see if I can get them. And, while I have the luck, I guess. But, yeah, just wild, and just such a beautiful buck. I can't get over how stunning he is. Every angle is just so beautiful. What an incredible fur. What an incredible design by the dev team. Absolutely fantastic. So cool. But that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I can't believe that I'm making this video today, quite frankly, and that's kind of how it's felt recently. It's been wild making these videos and just having this success. For me, it's been such a wild process. It hasn't ever been this insane for me with my luck. I've never been this lucky. So I'm just going to take it and just keep going with it, like I said, and we'll see what else can happen. But that is going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for watching and for all your support. As always, you are all amazing. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.